All right, so I'm going to do a quick run through here on how to create a data dictionary in GPS Pathfinder Office. And this will be for the Trimble handheld units that we'll be using to work on the natural lands. I do have full instructions on how to create a project in Pathfinder Office and how to do data dictionaries, but we'll just look at the data dictionary portion in this video today. So when you open the program, the button we're looking for is the data dictionary editor. If you happen to see this button is grayed out, it's because the license is not working. So if that happens, just send me an email. We can take a look. We can only have select few computers on campus currently with this program. So we'll work something out if it needs to be somewhere else other than our RNS 400. So here we are going to create a name for a data dictionary, and I'm just going to call it Natural Lands 2020. There's only, I believe, 20 spaces, 20 spaces for characters that you can use for the name. I'm going to use TerraSync version 5. And so now we can start creating our features. So let's add a tree. We're going to make this a tree. And you don't want to have any spaces in your feature names, and that's because if you are using this data in ArcGIS, it's going to have a lot of trouble with spaces in the feature names. So we want to stay as specific as possible, and also without any spaces or special characters if you can help it. I'm going to hit OK. So there's our tree. Actually, I want to change that symbol, so I'm going to add a feature, and we'll do symbol, and let's change it to be green, and then we can also make it a tree with trees. And actually, for these default settings as well, for minimum positions, let's do 6, and I think that should be good for now. Perfect. Okay, we'll do OK. And we're going to start adding some attributes. So you have to think about what kind of information do you want to collect for these trees? What do you want the information to look like in your data? So let's do new attribute, and we're just going to do text. So this, if you're going to have a name or a number for the tree, we'll just do tree number. Now, the nice thing about doing it in a text field is we'll get a little bit more flexibility with length. So let's do 50 for now, and we'll just call this tree number in the alias field. Make sure you have both a name and an alias there. So we will probably, for the rest of these settings, we want to omit this from repeat. So we're going to click omit from repeat. We want the tree number to be a unique value. And that looks good. On creation, yeah, let's make this required because we want all of our trees to have a value. And the rest of that looks good. So I'm going to hit OK. And then close. So you can start seeing our attributes right here. I'm going to hit, let's add a couple more. So I'll do a menu, and we can select, maybe create a menu of some specific tree types. We can do type here, and I'll click new. So green, we'll just do some colors. You can actually just keep hitting enter and it'll add it. So we'll do brown, gray, and black. We'll hit close. So there's our drop down menu there, and I'm going to hit, so let's see, we want it to be a pick list, so we'll keep that on there, and that's okay if it's included in repeat. And yes, we do want this to be required. We want all of our trees to have a type, so we'll do OK. And then let's also do a date. Do date collected. And let's see here. On creation, we'll do required. And the rest of that looks okay. So let's hit OK and then close. So we can see we have 3 attributes right here. And that's a good start. I would say it's always best to create all of your features and your attributes before you start your project. It is more difficult later to update it if you've already started collecting data. So one thing you could do is maybe create like a test one in a Google Sheet, talk about like what kind of features you want to have, and then map out your attributes. So have it kind of an idea of what you want to create before you start the project. So now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and save this. So I'm going to hit save. And we actually want to save it in a place where you can find it really easily. So I'm going to go ahead and save it on my Google Drive. I'm going to just save it here. So it's important to watch this DDF file type. That's the file type we need for data dictionaries. So I'm going to hit save. And the quickest way to actually get this onto the Trimble unit is to put it on an SD card. So I actually have an SD card already loaded onto this computer. So here's my SD card, and here's my Google Drive, and here's our natural lands data dictionary. So we just want to copy that onto the SD card. It should load pretty quick. And then once we get that into the device, we can use it for our project. And I'll actually include some steps and some screenshots in how to do that, so you can see an actual picture of how it will work on the unit. Let me know if you have any questions. These steps are already included in the data dictionary documentation as well.